Colleen, Rebel Stitcher, and as always, I'm joined by my handsome sidekick, Albus. I'm out in the den because the chair I usually sit in when I film FlossTubes has now been moved out to the den. My wife, I'd mentioned last time, Nicole, had knee surgery, and it was a good seat for her to be able to elevate and be comfortable and keep her ice on it. So change of venue this week. This is FlossTube number 90, and it's been a while since my last FlossTube. Hopefully this one won't be a two-parter like last one was, but all the dogs are out here, so it might be a two-parter, or it might be a little chaotic. I can see Boris already is looking to get into trouble. Anyway, I wanted to thank my new subscribers. I've gotten quite a few recently, and I appreciate it. I'm getting dangerously close to the 3,000 subscriber mark. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, and you enjoy, I appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button, because then I can do a super fun giveaway at the 3,000 mark. I've got a lot of fun stuff to go over this week, so let's jump in. I've got new starts, whips, shop news, a giveaway, a freebie chart, Stitchy kindness, haul, you know, a little bit of a smattering of everything, if you will. And so I'll just jump in, I guess. Let's see. Oh, my shirt, if you notice. If you grew up in New Jersey or in the Jersey area, the late 80s, early 90s in Trenton, there was a place called City Gardens. It is literally crumbling and falling to the ground right now. The building has been unoccupied before. It was in a less than desirable section of Trenton, but it was this amazing oasis. They had all ages shows, so kids who were under 21 could go see a live concert, and they had a lot of alternative, punk, ska, hardcore, new wave, just super fun stuff. Like Nirvana played there like the week before their album released and got super big. Jon Stewart, the comedian, he was a bartender there. So a lot of my time as a child, not a child, a young adult, teenager, was spent at City Gardens, and I saw this t-shirt and I had to have it. So any of you who have been to City Gardens or have heard of it, shout out to you. And anyway, that's just in case you're looking at the t-shirt and are like, what the hell is that? That's what it is. Okay, so I'd mentioned before my wife had her knee replacement surgery. She had the right one done September 1st. She's gonna get, hopefully, the second one done like early December. And she's doing really good. Thank you for all the positive thoughts. She's back to work this week. She's walking with a cane, and she's doing really good. It's amazing how fast they send people. Excuse me, can I help you? Somebody's trying to get comfortable. All that turned around to end up exactly where you were. Anyway, it's amazing. They have her walking. It wasn't even an overnight stay, walking with a walker out of the hospital, doing amazing. So because of that, I got a lot of stitching done. I didn't really do a lot of projects, but I got a solid amount done on the ones I did stitch because there was a lot of waiting at doctor's offices and PT, and while she was in the hospital and all that good stuff. So the first one I stitched was my Rosie the Riveter. This was my travel piece for the longest time, and I am almost done. I need to fill in the skin tone here and just a little bit more of her blue shirt, and then I am done. This was great for hospital you know, mindless stitching. My needle minder's upside down. There you go. And I got this chart off of Etsy. Unfortunately, I don't remember the designer, and I lost the cover sheet. So it doesn't say the name of the designer on the chart, but I'm sure if you looked up Rosie Riveter on Etsy, you'll find a chart like this. I love the graphic quality. I think this is on a 16 count Aida. I don't know who. I bought the Aida keepsakes back in the day. But yeah, I'm almost done with that. I got a lot done. A lot of sitting and doing monotonous stitching. So hopefully I'll finish that up soon. I need to buy more of the skin tone. It's just DMC, but I ran out. So that was the first whip I did. And the other whip, I don't know why, I had a hankering to stitch this chart. Griffins of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor. I had started this over a year ago. I don't remember exactly when. And I did my own color conversion. This is pretty much all the Griffins are the same color, and there's just some highlights. I picked 3 colors that I liked, and just I'm kind of doing my own thing. And I finished this Griffin. This Griffin wasn't even started, and it seems like I stitched a couple, or have a couple whips by Rosewood Manor, and it seems like there's one really big motif, like in the Winter Quaker sampler, and then once you get that done, the rest of them are smaller. So this Griffin is the big ass one for this motif, and I still have one more leg and a little bit, I think, here. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with him. This took a very long time. He's just big. So, again, this is just my own colors I pulled for this. I did get a lot of progress done on this guy. Other than these 2 legs finished up, the only thing I have to do with him is fill in these negative spaces with this highlight color. But this is fun. I think it's looking great. I don't know why I felt the need to stitch him. I hadn't really thought about him in a while, but Griffins were calling to me. And then the last 2 things I stitched on were new starts. I'll show you. The first one is a freebie that I have put on my Instagram. I've loaded it on there, and it is inspired by the movie Woman King. This past weekend, my family and I went to see the movie, and holy crap, is it a good movie. It is one of the best movies I have seen in a very long time. If you don't know, Woman King stars Viola Davis, and it's based on a real historical African tribe and the fierce women warriors from it. As soon as I saw the preview for this movie, I was like, we are going as a family and we're watching this movie. And I don't really put my foot down hard like that very often. So Nicole was sweet, and she was like, okay. And she sat and she reserved movie tickets and dinner reservations for afterwards. And we went as a family, and I'm so thankful we did. Walker, my son, is 15, and you know, when you're a 15-year-old, you think you know everything, and he's like, ugh, I don't want to go. It just looks like a knockoff of Wakanda, you know, Black Panther with girls. And I was like, listen, Walker, the entire continent of Africa has more stories to tell than just Wakanda. We are going as a family, and we're going to sit and we're going to watch this movie. And even Walker was like, you know what, Mom, that was a good movie. It was way better than I thought. Which I was like, that should be their tagline. 15-year-old boy says, was way better than I thought. Anyway, the movie was super inspiring. Like, it gave me chills at certain times throughout the movie, which we all know is hard to do considering I have a cold, dead heart. It was like pretty much an all black female cast, executive producer, director, screenplay. I mean, it was just phenomenal. It was so phenomenal. And it was like watching an action movie, like a superhero movie, but like the superheroes were real people. It was just, I'm bouncing all over because I'm just so excited about this damn movie. I'm urging everybody I know to go see this movie and go see it in the theater and give our money to the box office tickets for that movie, because more movies like this need to get made. If we help this movie be successful, which I think it had a good opening weekend, better than expected. I mean, it's no like Marvel superhero movie box office, but for the type of movie it was successful. But if we want to see more movies like this get made and more stories like this get told on the big screen, then we need to put our money where our mouth is and go see it. It was just amazing. Anyway, all that yammering, I don't have a printout of the chart. If you go to my Instagram, which is Rebel Stitcher Designs on Instagram, there's a chart with the DMC list. I personally have never uploaded a chart. I am so technologically illiterate. As a matter of fact, if there is somebody who is good with stuff like that, graphic design and technological stuff, and wants to help me out and wants to get paid in like Stitchy goodness, please reach out to me because I am in desperate need. My poor friend Megan, I feel like I'm just bugging her too much, and she has a real job and a real family and, you know, stuff to do. So if I could spread it around a little, or even just somebody to give me some lessons. I'm such an idiot. Anyway, the chart is on Instagram. If it's too hard to read for you, or if you want a PDF, just send me a message or an email and I'm happy to send it to you for free. I just want people to go see this movie and enjoy it. But this is what I have so far. The chart says, I want to be an Agoji when I grow up. That is the name of the warriors. And over here is like 2 of their swords. There's only 3 colors in the chart. 312, and they're both DMC, 3803, and 832. So they wear these like maroon and blue outfits, like striped. So I tried to pick up on that in the colors here. So it's mainly this maroon and blue, and then this color for highlights, and there's like their swords are in here, and it's just a simple freebie, but I'm hoping I can finish it up today or tomorrow and I could post a finished picture. But again, check out my Instagram for the chart. If it's not in a format that you can read, just let me know and I will happily send it on. Or if somebody says, hey, this is a better way to do it, I'll happily follow directions. I'm just not savvy. So anyway, this was my last, well, no, this is one of my new starts. I have one more. But again, my PSA, go see Woman King. If you like the chart and feel like stitching something from it, I have a freebie on my Instagram. It's only 3 DMC colors. Okay, sorry about that if that was incoherent, but it is just, it's such a good movie. I can't even tell you. Okay, my other new start is from the Hello Halloween book by Teresa Kogut that just came out at Expo. I have a bunch of copies of this if you're looking for one at my in my website, which is rebelstitcher.com. you know, I was feeling kind of good about myself with my Halloween charts. It gotten a good response. People seemed to like them. And then I got this book and I was like, you know what? This is how you do Halloween. Like, I got a lot to learn. This chart, you know how like Brenda and Laura, they talk about getting the Blackbird charts, the Blackbird books, and you just sit and you look through it and it's just so pretty. It just makes them happy even if they don't feel like stitching. That's what this chart is for Halloween stitchers. Like, it's eye candy. So anyway, I started stitching this Halloween sampler that's on the cover, and it's epic. This is what I have done so far. I wanted to stitch it on Murky, which is like Murky by Picture This Plus. Best fabric in the world, but the piece I had was a little smaller than the normal 3 inches all the way around. So I started in the center, which I never do. So the center is like somewhere around here. So I outlined, this says Halloween. I still need to do the second E and the N. And then all this gets filled in, but I was just kind of laying it out to like have a skeleton to work from, because I figured this is a chart I'm not going to be able to do my normal fudging on. But so I've got a lot of stuff that I need to fill in. I've got to fill in this H, and then I'm starting to work. This is the side border. There's 2 cats here and something in the middle, and then this is flowers. So this is the side outer edge border. Like, it flip-flops between cats and sunflowers, cats and sunflowers. And then down here is a row of witches, and that's the first witch's hat that I started on. I pulled colors from Stash because as soon as I got this chart in, I was like, I need to start this immediately. It's just that amazing. So I pulled from Stash. It's not the called for colors or the called for fabric, but I'm digging it. I think it looks great. So I am still plodding along. I haven't given up. I haven't screwed up yet. Knock on wood. And if anybody is thinking about getting a Halloween, there's several charts in there. Adding to your Halloween stash of charts. That is one I can't recommend enough. It is Teresa Kogut. Man, she knows what she's doing. I guess that can jump into shop info, since that kind of is a good segue. Like I mentioned, I got Teresa Kogut in, and I started carrying a bunch of her charts in my shop. I'll just give you some. Like I mentioned, I've got the Halloween, Hello Halloween. I'm not going to show you every chart that I ordered, but they're all so cute. It was like Sophie's choice, trying to pick which ones to carry. For the Love of Nature, just super sweet. I've got a couple of these in. I have a stitch along with this one, Halloween Quaker Sale, so I figured this was a good one to add in. I got a lot of Halloween and a lot of Christmas, basically. Halloween Greetings, so cute. Stylin' Snowman. I don't know how, I'd never seen him before. He is so cute with his little scarf and hat. I have stitched this one, Witchy Poo. This is in my Halloween decorations. She's just super cute. She stitches up so sweet. All Hallows Eve. Not all these are new. I just was rounding out my dance party. I mean, look at them. So cute. Hazel's Halloween Friends. I'm kind of holding it on an angle to avoid the glare here. I mean, Two Prim Cats. I'm not going to go through all of them, but if you like Teresa Kogut, I've got a bunch of her charts added on the website. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's some real cute ones in there, and some older, some new, some brand new, and it's a good smattering, if you will. Let's see. The last FlossTube, I showed you my Halloween charts that I had released, and I want to thank everybody for your love and support. And excuse me, I need to get comfy. Of all the Halloween charts, and I was floored when Michelle from Mama Loves You GB decided she was going to host a stitch along of one of my charts. So she apparently really enjoyed Una's Urn, and she is hosting a stitch along, or a Sal, and it's hashtag Una's Urn Sal, and she is hosting that. You can get all the information on her FlossTube. I will link her FlossTube down below. But thank you so much to Michelle. She has a dog named Albus also. And the charts, all my Halloween charts are in the shop. rebelstitcher.com. I have hard copies and PDFs. And currently there are 2 shops, you know, brick and mortar needlework shops, who have the hard copies, which is Keepsakes in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the Crafty U, which is in Broadview Heights, which is in the Cleveland area. The Crafty U actually has all the models for my Halloween charts. So if you're in the area and you pop in, go give Janine and her crew some love. They are great people, and you can check out my models for my Halloween charts in person. Speaking of models, I got my 2 models back from Keepsakes of the charts that I debuted at StitchCon, Flowers Grow Back and Women of Honor sampler, and I figured I would, it's been a while, I'd just show them to you again before they get shipped off to another trunk show. So this is Flowers Grow Back. This is a Floral Quaker sampler that uses DMC and Cottage Garden threads. The chart in hard copy or PDF is on my website, and as are the floss packs for it. And then I mainly was going to show this because EJ and Sheila of Sunshine Stitchers are planning on stitching my Women of Honor sampler, and them deciding which names they were going to include in the sampler and how they're going to customize it has sparked a ton of fantastic discussion on their FlossTube and in their comments and back and forth between themselves and the viewers, which is exactly what I was hoping the chart would do, is get people thinking about women and their contributions to different areas of our society, and who is important to different people and why they chose them. It's wonderful. I'm so excited because it's exactly what I was hoping for. So anyway, this is the model stitched by my amazing friend Susie. This is the model for Women of Honor sampler. So just, the chart comes with a full alphabet, so you can easily swap in or add another band of people, and then also you can put initials of maybe personal people that are important to you. This is my mom's initials, and these are Edda's, my daughter's initials. And the bottom is a quote by by Alice Walker, sorry. And this rose and this bird are taken, inspired from symbolism used in the suffragette movement in the United States. And so anyway, I just thought before these got shipped off for another trunk show that I would show you guys again, since there's been such great debate lately about that chart. Hopefully that stays there safely. Ooh, I don't want to damage anything. Okay, so switching my notes here. I guess I'll mix in the giveaway in this interlude. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I was gonna give away, I have a little basket of stuff over here to go through. A skein of Cottage Garden Threads Sweetwater Floss at last FlossTube, and I had asked you to tell me your favorite Halloween candy. And I was amazed at how many people like candy corn. Candy corn is just disgusting to me, but Nicole and Etta love it, so, you know, it's one of those candies that you either love or you hate. Anyway, so I picked random comments, and the winner is actually Lady Posey 1, and I actually know who this is, and she wrote, "Love your new releases. My favorite Halloween candy is caramel apple suckers. So good. Good luck with Nicole's knee." So full disclosure, this is Rose from Keepsakes, one of my Keeps Peeps friends. So Rose, I think I have your address, but congratulations, you won. So if you want to reach out to me, or if I don't have your address, but I'm pretty sure I do. Either way, you can reach out and say hi. And that was a genuine pool. It just happened to be I knew who won. Let's see, also new shop stuff. I got a big order of extra design fabric loaded into the website, Aida and linen. I have from 14 and 18 count Aida, and I have for 28, 32, 36, 40, and 46 count linen. Maybe not every color has all those options, but you'll see when you click it, it'll give you a little drop down and you can pick which count you're looking for. This was a huge order of, this is the biggest order I've ever placed with extra design fabric. So hopefully the initial feeding frenzy didn't leave me decimated. So even though the fabric has been in stock for about a week, I still have lots of options, because typically the day I load it, it's almost all gone. So I'm learning, and I've ordered more. It's always just scary placing orders that big. So if you're looking for some awesome fabric for any projects coming up, or just to enhance your stash, I've got some good extra design in stock. And I had mentioned last time my Cottage Garden Thread Club, which is a bi-monthly, which means every other month, or every 2 months, however you want to think about it, had mailed out, but I didn't want to show you because a lot of people hadn't gotten it yet. So everybody has gotten it, so I was going to show you the the floss that you got in the Cottage Garden Thread Club this month. I picked a kind of autumnal palette. So the first one is Marigold. The second one is Chinese Lantern. And you get 4 skeins that I kind of pick in a theme. I usually include a little sticker in it also. A Nook. Now this one was just, to me, this was the showstopper. And then another, this is kind of similar to Marigold, but it's more variegated, Pantoufle. It's a little darker and more variegated. Marigold is more all one tone. So those were the flosses from the bi-monthly Cottage Garden Thread Club that I run. I can almost always add more people. I mean, I can always add more people. It's just if you get to, depending on when I add you, you might get this mailing or the next one. So if you'd like to join, reach out to me in my email, which will be in the little drop down box below. But every 2 months, you get a little curated 4 skeins of Cottage Garden threads. I guess I will move on to haul and Stitchy kindness. I just have a box of stuff over here, so I'm just kind of pull from it in no particular order. Last FlossTube, I was talking about how I loved back to school shopping as a nerdy kid, and you know, I was talking about those multicolored pens that I'd gotten that one pen. And I'd mentioned Trapper Keepers. Well, I took Walker, my son, to Staples to go school shopping. He needed a graphic calculator and some other things. They freaking had a display of Trapper Keepers. I mean, I can't even believe it. So, of course I had to buy one. And this is like the most 80s graphic I could, you know, just sums up the 80s. So, for those of you who are too young or too old to know what a Trapper Keeper was, they were the go-to thing in the 80s for school supplies. So you'd open it up and you'd have folders and pockets and like loose leaf paper and notebooks, and it was all this 3-ring binder and different pouches and stuff you could put stuff in. I am not a technological, as I mentioned before. I run my business like all the clubs. Everybody is written out in a notebook on loose leaf paper. When I have to figure out how many sheets of fabric I've sold of Jody's, I mark it off on a loose leaf piece of paper, and every so often I count it up and I send her money for it. Like, I'm like so archaic. So I got this, and I'm starting to keep all my clubs in it because my clubs were literally in a loose leaf notebook like this. So it's still loose leaf, but it's cooler and it makes me happy. So if you, I don't know if there's any left, because this was like a couple weeks ago and a lot of them were sold, at least at my Staples, but there was a stand-up display with Trapper Keepers. So if any 80s babies, nerdy kids out there, you can find a Trapper Keeper at Staples. I had gotten some Stitchy kindness. I've gotten a really sweet card. This stitcher, Linda, had reached out to me and said that she wanted to send me some high count Ada that she had in her stash that she wasn't going to use anymore. And I was like, heck yeah, send it along. So she sent me all of this Ada that are like 20 and 22 count fabric. I mean, this is amazing. I will definitely put it to good use. A lot of navy blues and browns and red. Thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate it. I will totally put it to good use. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that Stitchy kindness. Let's see, I've gotten my Fabric of the Month Club from Fortnite, and they have 20 count fabric. So this one was How Now. I think it's How, this is the Browns Club, so I guess it was How Now Brown Cow was the play on words. It definitely reads more pink than brown, but it's still beautiful. And then this was Mi Amor. It's just a nice neutral. It's like a off-white with some subtle modeling. And I got both of these in 20 count. And then on one of the, oh wait, I'll go through this first. Nicole and I had to drive her to work, and then we went out to lunch afterwards. I think that was the case. She had to pop into work. She couldn't drive yet. And then, so we went out to lunch, and then we went to an antique store near her shop, near her work. And I picked up these vintage postcards. I definitely feel like maybe some inspiration for some future Halloween charts could come from here. How cool are these? Look at that. So I just picked up 2 vintage postcards, but I definitely thought it got the creative juices flowing. And then on one of the Cross Stitch Unload Facebook groups, someone was carrying this, selling this Most Sale silk. And it's a hank of black. I've gotten 2 because why not? And super soft, but I thought I could use this for the stitch along that my friend Memphis Sarah E and I are going to be starting October 1st, which is that's all my haul, by the way, which is the Spooky Halloween by Lakeside Needlecraft. We are starting this, the hashtag is Spooky House Sal, and Memphis Sarah E and I are going to be starting this on October 1st. So it's a lot of black on this. Unfortunately, this is a black and white printout, but there's a lot of black in it. So I was going to stitch it on this jack-o'-lantern by Extra Design, and why not? So I've way more than enough floss for the black. I still have to pick the colors. There's some bright pop of colors in the black, like with spooky house windows and stuff as accents. I still have to pull out what I'm gonna do on that. So if you want to join Sarah and I for that stitch along, it's hashtag Spooky House Sal, and you can get the PDF on Lakeside Needlecraft's website. That was a lot of talking for me. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I feel like I did. Well, if I did, we'll get it next week. I am excited to start the Sal with Memphis Sarah E and to keep working on my Halloween stitching. I did put all my Halloween Stitchy decorations out the other day, and it always makes me so happy to bring them up and out of the basement and live with my favorite stitching and enjoy. Oh, I did drop 3 things off at the Halloween finishing off at the framers to get framed. So by next FlossTube, I should have those ready to show you. I can't wait. Okay, Albus, let's say goodbye to peoples. Can I wake you up? Oh my goodness, such a sleepy man. So Albus, say goodbye to the peoples. He's like dead asleep. He's not even gonna say goodbye to the peoples. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Happy Halloween.